Gamers, welcome back to the Versus series. This time we're talking about some Zelda games. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time versus The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Ocarina of Time is one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time, and so many different people consider it to be their favorite game ever. It was even my favorite game for a while. But on the other hand, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a masterpiece. There's no doubt that this is one of the hugest games to come out in the last decade, and its success was absolutely massive. It even became the best-selling Zelda game. With that out of the way, let's go! So for this video, there will actually be 3 categories that I'll judge these games on: gameplay, creativity, and presentation. These categories are different than in the New Super Mario Bros. Videos, mainly because Zelda games are wildly different than New Super Mario Bros. Games, and it really wouldn't be fair if I used the same categories to judge them. So gameplay. On one hand, Ocarina of Time has super fun gameplay. Link controls surprisingly well for the N64. In my opinion, he does feel a little more fluid in 2D Zelda though, but it's far from horrible in this game. He has a variety of different things he can do. For example, he can use his Master Sword, his bombs, his fairy bow, and a lot more. Unfortunately, like in most Zeldas, you can only jump when you get to a ledge, and the game lets you jump. Now on the other hand, Breath of the Wild's gameplay is nearly perfect. Link controls great. You can use literally whatever weapon you find, and the variety of weapons, holy moly, there are so many different to choose from. There's pretty much every type of weapon you can ever imagine. You got your swords, and your bow and arrows, and your bombs, and your axes, and your spears, and even brooms. Yeah, you can use a broom to fight. On top of that, they finally gave Link the ability to climb. You can climb almost whatever you want. The only limit is your imagination. And your stamina meter, that too. And the cherry on top is that you can even jump whenever you want. But it's only like 2 inches in the air. It's okay, baby steps. So in the end, these games both have amazing gameplay. Ocarina of Time's gameplay is just classic Zelda, and when it comes down to it, Zelda is fun. But I feel like in Breath of the Wild, you don't necessarily have to be a Zelda fan to like it. This is the first one that I feel like any type of gamer would like, no matter who you are. That's why I'm gonna give this point to Breath of the Wild. Its gameplay is better in my opinion. Zelda games are almost always creative, and a lot of passion is usually poured into them. These 2 games are no exception. Both have so many great ideas in them. Starting with Ocarina of Time, this one has so much creativity. You got fairies and monsters and humans and all kinds of creatures and tons of well-designed dungeons, like the water temple. That's a joke, please don't kill me. This one also definitely has better story overall. It's way more iconic and engaging, and overall it's better. Breath of the Wild, on the other hand, is also very creative. There are so many wacky enemies and divine beasts that are so much fun to fight, and I like their designs too. Also, this one doesn't have an awful story. Everyone says it's terrible, but honestly, I personally don't mind it too much. The main focus of the game is on gameplay and not as much story, so I can kinda give it a pass. But all in all, I definitely think that Ocarina of Time wins out in this category. It's just got a smidge more passion and love poured in, and the story is better, so yeah. There are a lot of different factors to consider when it comes to presentation. First of all is the box art. On one hand, Breath of the Wild's box art looks pretty nice. You got Link standing there looking out over the land in Ocarina of Time's. Oh, yeah, Breath of the Wild is better. Then there's the visuals. I think that it's really obvious which one looks better. Ocarina of Time just kinda looks like an N64 game, because that's exactly what it is. Breath of the Wild, on the other hand, has a gorgeous cel-shaded style that doesn't get nearly enough credit. Then there's the music. It's no contest. Ocarina's is definitely better. I mean, yeah, Breath of the Wild has this nice little piano that's the heart and soul of everything, and the music from the reveal trailer gives me chills every time. But Ocarina has way more amazing songs. You got the title music, which is iconic, Zelda's Lullaby, which is pretty relaxing, and you got all those different songs you can play on your Ocarina, and the boss music, and the credits theme, and oh man, it's all so good. But all in all, I definitely give this point to Breath of the Wild. It's for sure got more going for it in this department. And that means Breath of the Wild is the winner. I have a decent amount of attachment to Ocarina of Time. It was my favorite game for a while and I played it a lot, but I definitely find Breath of the Wild more enjoyable overall. It's an absolutely massive game and it was a lot of people's first Zelda games. But what do you think of this? Do you agree or disagree? Tell me down below. By the way, Agent S requested I made this video, but actually I had planned to make it for a long time before he even said that. So yeah, whatever, you get a shout out anyways, congratulations. Anyways, that's all, see you later.